Welcome back. Well, some folks thrive at going to college. Others need a more hands-on way to learn and then in turn make a living. And women are making inroads into professions that are thought to almost be men only, like ironworking. Rob Monak and Carly Wagner join us from Toledo's Ironworkers Local 55 with that story this morning. Good morning, folks. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, good morning, Amanda. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Rob. First of all, tell us a little bit about Local 55 and the work that you guys do.
So yeah, like we've mentioned before, Ironworkers International Association of Bridge, Structural, Reinforcing, and Ornamental Ironwork. And everybody drives across the bridges. They see the Cleveland Cliffs. They see all the stadiums and the structural projects, as well as the heavy highway work with Cocosing and Foundation Steel, and I mean, just all of our multitude of contractors, which kind of brings us to Carly Wagner.
Carly, you are 20 years old, right? And you're kind of taking the iron workers by storm there. Tell me how you got started in the profession.
Well, I was at Fremont Ross High School. I was taking AP classes. I was a real whiz in high school, and I just realized that that's not something that I really wanted for myself. I didn't want to go to school, and I didn't want a desk job, and I've always been kind of handy. And I had saw YouTube videos of ironwork, and I was like, wow, that is really cool. So my mom and I came down to the hall, and we're kind of looking into how to get in, and I feel like I blinked, and now I'm about to top out.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by top out? You know, how far have you gotten in the profession?
Well, our apprenticeship is 4 years, and I am on my 4th year. You need about 5,600 hours, and I got them all. I've spent a lot of time on some big projects like the North Star Steel. I spent a little bit of time at the ketchup plant in Fremont there, Heinz.
Heinz, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been bouncing around all over the place. Jeep plant, just learning.
What do you love so much about it?
It's different every day. It's different every day. You meet different people, and there's just always something to learn.
You know, Rob, I think what's really cool is you mentioned, you know, you drive all over town and you see these projects going up. And if you're an iron worker, you go, hey, I helped make that. I helped build that. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Of course, I'm not on my tools anymore, so I've had that same story to tell to my kids and whatnot over the years. But I really kind of wanted to brag on Carly here a little bit. So I was in my office the one day, and here comes her and her mom, and did a tour. And Carly postponed her graduation party so she could make sure she took our aptitude test and get into the apprenticeship. And is knocking it out of the park. Carly bought her first house at age 20. Yeah. Bought her first house at age 20. So we'll take a million kids like this. You know, somebody who's focused, somebody who's coachable, and mark my words, you know, she entered a male-dominated trade, and she'll be running work someday. I can guarantee it.
It's going to happen. Know. Bright future there. Yeah. Carly, what does it feel like to be 20 years old and have achieved as much as you have?
It feels really good, but I couldn't tell you that it feels different. You know what I mean? Because that's all I know. I know that I'm doing well, and I know that I'm just killing it, really. But I don't know what it's like to not. I can't really describe the way it feels.
That's a great attitude.
I feel accomplished.
Yeah, that's a great attitude to have. Rob, as you mentioned, you're looking for a ton more just like her. How can people, you know, sign up for that aptitude test and, you know, get the ball rolling?
Yeah, so June 4th is our next aptitude test. They have to physically come down to, bring their high school diploma or proof of graduation, valid driver's license, $10 bill or money order, get registered for the DAT test. And really, just like this young lady here, you know, you walk across the stage, get that diploma, you can test into our program, and that's the way to do it. We have 30 and out at any age, starting out at age 18 or 19, and being laser focused like that. I mean, you know, realistically, by the time a young person's in their early 20s and they graduate through the apprenticeship and they're making scale, traveling all around our local, you know, catching all these different projects and just banking it up and building it up. I mean, that's the way to do it.
Absolutely. You don't have to worry about all that debt.
Oh yeah, it's a linear trajectory to get to a monetary spot where you need, as well as the benefits. But it's more than just the money and the benefits. It's the ability for this young lady to say, "Hey, I built a $700 million melt line expansion to serve our market," and that's cool.
It's a big deal. That's a big deal. Folks, thank you so much for joining us this morning again, June 4th, for that test. Carly, best of luck to you. I'm sure we're going to hear more from you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You bet. Take care.
Come on with it. Come on down.
All right.